This is the Business on Top podcast with Shane Chernoff, VJ Patel, and Ben Siegel.
I love this company! Yeah!
The Business on Top podcast.
Pretty cool! Pretty damn cool! Woo!
We will get to my thoughts on the election in just a second. But first, how's everybody's Thanksgiving? We're here on Black Friday, episode 12 of the Business on Top podcast. We are live. Shane Chernoff, joined by my co-host VJ Patel and Ben Siegel. Business on Top podcast. You can find us on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts.
YouTube?
Yeah, I'll do my best impression of Mad Dog Chris Russo. Ben, how are you?
Yesterday was rough.
Hungover?
No, I didn't have 1 ounce of alcohol.
Liar.
No, truth. Hand to Moses. I had 2 full plates of Thanksgiving dinner and a full plate of dessert.
All right, well, describe these plates to me. We're talking about what is your main course? You got some turkey and then probably some sides.
Turkey, cranberry sauce, mac and cheese, cornbread,
A little green bean casserole in there.
Green bean casserole.
Did you say stuffing?
Sweet potato casserole.
Okay.
And stuffing.
Good
Weren't
call.
you in charge of the stuffing?
I
That's
was
why
in charge of the
like-
stuffing, yeah. I made it. It
surprised.
came out wonderful, of course. So I had the first plate right, like devoured it quickly, and I was like, oh damn, like I didn't get a picture for the gram, right? Like social media eats first, normally.
Right, easily.
So I made a second plate for the gram, took a picture, and I took it, and I was looking at the picture. I was like, why would I post this? Like, it just makes me look like a fat ass. And I was like, you know,
Embrace
that's what
it,
I am.
bro.
Yeah. But I was like, I don't want to post. Everyone
Here's
posts it.
here's the thing. I think everyone is like a little bit coy about how many calories they're putting in on Thanksgiving. Because Thanksgiving is just a giant L for me, calorie wise.
Yeah, no.
I'll run the 5K. I do the turkey trot in the morning. I'll post about that.
Yeah.
And then I'm very quiet about how many carbs I eat basically in between that and 9 p.m.
So I wasn't worried about the calorie count because Thanksgiving's a day where like the calories don't matter, but it's more so like everyone's posting their plate, right?
Right.
So I don't want to be following to that trend. So I was like, I don't want to use this picture. So I deleted the picture. So the picture got deleted, but I still have a second plate of food.
Here's my opinion. If you post,
Of course I ate it. I'm not gonna waste food.
Yeah, but if you post a plate, like you better have a pretty darn good plate.
It was a good plate.
I'll do a little story. It sticks around for 24 hours, so it's like here's the spread that we got. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tried something new this year that's a game changer. I didn't put gravy on my plate. I filled a bowl with gravy and took my turkey off the plate and put it in the bowl.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
So nothing
It
else
paid
got
off.
doused in gravy. Yeah.
Yeah. You know that's interesting because I did do like this weird thing and I've actually found out that this might be the best way to do it over the years, that I mix the sweet potato and the mashed potato together.
Never had mashed potato.
And I have it
on
in the same
Thanksgiving.
We never
in the
do
same
both.
bite. Conflicting
Yeah.
flavors. That's the key to the game.
Actually, we do both. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, no cranberry at our Thanksgiving dinner this year. Actually, what I realized.
Are you guys gonna
when-
fight in the next segment?
The last 3 years, we forgot to put cranberry in our Thanksgiving dinners.
Forgot.
No, my mom says it every year. Like, don't forget the cranberry, and my sister says the same thing. I forget the cranberry every year.
So speaking of cranberries, so my mom usually makes like a homemade sauce with like fresh cranberries, but you presented out of the can our last episode, right? You just
Right.
handed it to me
If
on
you
the
recall,
plate.
our Thanksgiving feast, that was episode 11. You can check that out on Spotify and
Yeah.
Apple Podcasts.
And YouTube.
And yeah.
And so I was like, I want to try this. So we had a can of the whole berry sauce, opened the can, put it on the plate, cut a slice.
Did you
Overnight.
eat any?
I did, of course. I had a slice. No one else had it. I had a
Okay.
slice.
I imagine you just like taking like a can opener and then just squeezing it out like Popeye eats the spinach. I think it's just you on the side like squeezing the entire can of cranberry sauce into your mouth.
Essentially, that's essentially what I did. I opened the can. I did the old ketchup. You know, you like hit the side like a bunch of times. Yeah, it like slides out, and you're like,
Did
this
steam
is
come
it.
out of your ears and then like
No.
it went straight to your biceps?
No.
I thought there was something very anatomically wrong with Popeye, where if he ate spinach, like his left bicep would swell up and then his right bicep would swell up. He probably should have seen a doctor for that.
Yeah, or
But anyway,
he at least
but-
encouraged kids to eat spinach.
Yeah. Anyway, go on. I kind of like shit all over your rant there, but go
It's all
ahead.
good. But yeah, cranberry out of the can is overrated. I'll say
Okay.
that. Cranberry sauce, homemade, not overrated. But cranberry out of the can is overrated.
Where you can actually taste the little like chunks of cranberry in there when it's not just like a fluid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree with you on that because I mixed the cranberry like homemade cran with turkey and it was pretty good last night. I think
Yeah.
overall. I had the Piecaken.
Oh,
Yeah.
The
You
Piecaken
gotta
was
try
pretty
it.
solid.
I don't know why it should be.
Hang on, I'm gonna put the Piecaken over here. You
Yeah,
guys give me a
so-
second. 2 weeks in a row of me eating on camera. Here it comes.
So
I'm gonna get the Piecaken right now, boys.
Talk about your kind of twist
Thanksgiving?
on twist on Thanksgiving.
So-
All right, here's the Piecaken. Get
This
your
year-
drink out of the way.
Okay, hold on. Let's get.
Wait, you gotta.
Wait, you gotta open this.
I need a fork. I need a fork.
Let's see. Oh, there
It's
we go.
coming. Don't
He's
worry.
gonna eat. So this year, my family did specifically my mom and my sister did a Korean themed Thanksgiving feast. So the turkey was drenched in some Korean sauces, the kimchi, as they would say in Korea. We did a nice like bibimbap. I don't know if you guys have heard of the.
I know what that is.
Yeah.
Not
It's
as
a
good as
nice
this, but
bowl
it's pretty good.
with
Hang on.
white rice, which is kind of off the ordinary Thanksgiving dinner. Nice sticky white rice with the turkey and the traditional Korean vegetables and the bibimbap. Best Thanksgiving dinner I think I've had ever.
COVID safe.
And that's good for us because you guys know me and I
Whoa.
don't like the turkey. And this
There you go.
Ben's getting fed right here.
Yeah, here you go. No, keep going. You had a bibimbap. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
It
So
sounds
it was
delicious.
amazing. The sauce was amazing, and I would say, I don't know, my opinion on turkey is still.
All right, yeah, have about his Piecaken. Come here. Not a boy. All right, so that's the Piecaken. As you see, the
Rock
Piecaken
hard right now.
is made of
Sorry.
cinnamon.
And we're not talking about the pie.
Cinnamon, oh god. Cinnamon buttercream icing, apple pie filling on top. We have the pumpkin pie as the middle layer, spice cake, and then pecan pie at the bottom. I don't know if it's like just...
Lived up to the hype, by the way.
It's pretty fantastic, no?
Yeah.
That is awesome. The next thing I want to do, next year I want to do turducken.
Yeah. We
Oh,
should
yeah, I
do
heard
a
about
business
that,
on
yeah.
top.
Turkey, duck, and hen.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be down for that. Or fried turkey. Deep fried turkey.
Deep fried Cajun turkey was
Yeah.
was what I originally wanted to do. I don't know how much we got to talk about that last week, but because I was gonna try to do a Cajun turkey, but because Publix ran out of frozen or the grocery store ran out of frozen turkeys, I had to make do with the grocery store sliced turkey that I had. And I was gonna make sandwiches.
Hey, that's fine. It worked
Not
out.
as good, but our sides were fantastic. Let me ask you this because this was a subject of debate on somebody's Instagram today. What do you think of corn? Is corn an actual Thanksgiving side or no?
No.
Like not cornbread, but corn.
I think it is.
I
but
never
I
had
don't like
it because I've never had it as a Thanksgiving dinner side. But
not?
some people seem to think that like corn is a thing. Yeah,
No.
it's interesting because mac and cheese I never thought of as a side until like a few years ago, and then everybody had mac and cheese, and I was like, wait a minute, why have we never had mac and cheese as part of our Thanksgiving? I think it's because my parents are lactose intolerant, which would make sense why we never got it.
I think mac and cheese is more of a I think a lot of dishes we see are more of a southern thing, like mac and cheese, collard greens. Like a lot of that's like found in
Yeah.
the South, Florida, Georgia. The southern states,
Alabama.
Alabama.
I can tell you
Yeah.
that my two Jew parents from New York have never had collard greens as part of their Thanksgiving
Yeah.
dinner.
We haven't either.
Yeah,
honestly.
we've never. Actually, they're good.
In case you guys did not see that,
We need a
I-
slow
yeah, there was a chunk of pecan pie that came out of my mouth as I finished my sentence. That's how we do it here on Business on Top. Never smooth, always awkward,
We're gonna
and
go
we're
to New York
just
for the replay.
we're just gonna sink into the awkwardness here.
Might be a good transition to.
It might be. It might be. Yeah. So something that we talked about during the break. Big year for women. Vanderbilt kicker Sarah Fuller is about to take the field tomorrow as the first woman to participate in a Power 5 conference. What are your thoughts on that, guys?
It's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to watch this. As
Yeah.
somebody who covered UF women's soccer on the beat while I was an undergrad during my stint as a failed journalist, I have so much respect for the athletes who play soccer in the SEC, and it's very exciting to see one of those girls put her skills, one of those women put her skills to the test. In a Power 5 game, in an SEC game like that. I'm really stoked for it, honestly.
So she does have a soccer background.
Right, so she's a keeper.
A goalkeeper.
She's a keeper.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a goalkeeper.
So you're talking about somebody who's got a pretty good leg,
Yeah.
very used to kicking a ball in place as she's got to go back for a goal kick. Somebody that's got a pretty strong leg and pretty accurate, and obviously for the Vanderbilt coach to be able to trust her in a big spot like that, she's obviously proved herself in practice. What do you think is her maximum range? In other words, is she getting the latitude that a starting kicker would be, where if it's a 45 to 50-yard field goal, they trust her and say, "Hey, Sarah, we need you to put this one through."
I would say.
I think she can do it. I think she can do it because otherwise there would be no reason for Vanderbilt to bring her on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably say maybe 45. I mean, I've never seen her kick, so I don't know for sure, but even a 50-yard field goal for like anyone is like really far. I would say 45 and in would probably be field goal range.
Well, would
for
they
her.
have brought her in if she couldn't hit it from 50 yards?
I think
I don't know. I don't know how.
No, I mean, look, there are so many people on campus because remember, UF had a dentist kicking field goals for a while.
That's true.
So
It wasn't bad.
I think if she wasn't equipped to do it, they wouldn't have done it just because she was a woman. This is because somebody that's proved herself on merit, has worked hard in practice, and has impressed the coaches to the point where if we do have a field goal to be kicked in a big situation, somebody's physically capable of doing it. Otherwise, there's no reason that they would do it.
Right. Sure.
I think
it's kind of crazy when you think about 2020 as a whole, right? 2020 has been a terrible year, but for women, right, you have the first VP
Right.
will be in office in January. You have the first GM
Right.
in baseball,
Right.
who we touched
Kim Ng.
on. I don't know if it was the last episode or two
episodes ago.
2 episodes ago. And now you have the first FBS football player,
And-
starting and playing in a game in 2020. So
it's pretty good stuff, and I'm gonna have my eye on it. That is on the SEC network tomorrow. Vanderbilt is playing Missouri, and Vanderbilt's 0-7. It's not like they have anything to lose
right.
by doing this. It is a situation where their coach Derek Mason realizes that there's going to be a pretty good amount of turnover. This is a learning experience, and it's a team obviously that's in a rebuild. Mm-hmm. So they're exploring all possible avenues to make this team better going into next season. Also, bearing in mind the fact that we're in the middle of a pandemic, and you really just never know who's going to be on your roster and who isn't week to week.
Yeah.
You had an interesting take about what college football is going on. You said this was going to be the last week where you can consistently depend on teams to show up for college football games.
I think it's trending towards this is going to be the last week where you see a good amount of college football games on a Saturday. I just think with the status of the country and the continually increasing of cases, I just don't see how teams can play week in and week out from here. I mean, there's really only 2 weeks left of the season after this week for most teams, minus the conference championships and the bowl games. I think this is going to be the last weekend you see a lot of teams play their last game probably before conference championship or bowl season. I can't see it continuing. There's just so many cancellations. There's more and more every week in the pros and the NFL. And I think this is going to be the last week for a lot of teams, honestly.
We haven't seen the last of us. Business on top coming up.